To begin with, let us consider the concept of projection. Projection is a psychological defense mechanism wherein an individual attributes their own unacceptable thoughts, feelings, or impulses to another person or group. This is a classic example of the shadow at work, wherein the repressed or hidden aspects of one's own psyche are ascribed to others. In the United States of America, in the case of the Make America Great Again situation, we see a striking example of projection inversion. By accusing all Americans who are not in their cult of being intolerant, divisive, and hateful, MAGA is in fact revealing its own unconscious tendencies towards intolerance, divisiveness, and hatred. This is a clear instance of the psychological principle of the accuser is the accused, wherein the individual or group doing the accusing is in reality struggling with their own dark impulses. But what is even more interesting, my dear fellow, is the way in which this projection inversion serves as a form of confession. By vociferously denying and projecting their own shadow qualities onto others, the anti-democratic and pro-authoritarian MAGA cult is in effect confessing to their own unconscious motivations and desires. This is a classic example of the psychological principle of the protestation is the confession, wherein the vehement denial of a particular impulse or tendency is in fact a revelation of its presence in the unconscious. Furthermore, this phenomenon is also related to the concept of the collective unconscious, which I have described as a shared psychological reservoir that contains the universal symbols called archetypes that are common to all humans. In this case, MAGA's projection, inversion, and confession against the American left can be seen as a manifestation of their collective shadow, wherein the repressed or hidden aspects of the American collective psyche are being expressed and acted out. In this sense, the MAGA cult, and make no mistake, this is a textbook cult, with textbook cult behavior that can be seen as a symptom of a larger cultural and psychological complex, one that is rooted in the unconscious fears, anxieties, and desires of the most conservative American people. By examining this phenomenon through the lens of analytical psychology, we may gain a deeper understanding of the underlying psychological dynamics at play and the ways in which they are shaping the contemporary American cultural and political landscape. So, as I have always said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious.